So our theme is celebrate for the year, but we have a motto. Did you talk about the motto last week? Do you remember? I did not. So you didn't hear the motto. Every year's theme comes with a motto. I'm glad you didn't. What's the motto? So, what's the motto with you? So, our theme is celebrate, but here is our slogan, our motto: the real me in 2023. So just say that to yourself for a minute. The real me in 2023. I want to celebrate who I am, but I don't want to celebrate just an idea of who I am or celebrate just the good things of who I am. You heard that lyric. I am something, I am bruised. I am love, I am bruised. I am all that I'm meant to be. This is me. My bruises, my disappointments, my sorrows, my fears, my doubts, my love, my intelligence, my creativity, all the positive things, and all the things that we may not be so proud of, we need to be. We need to, I'm going to use your thing. We need to be able to go, ta-da, with all of it. Absolutely all of it. So when I say for me, and this is obviously for me, the real me in 2023, what I'm really asking us all to do, and she sings it in the song, I'm asking us to be unapologetic in who we are. No apology necessary. This is who I am. I am all that I am. You are all that you are. You are your successes, you are your failures. You are your loves, and you are your disappointments. You are all of it. If you are God, and I know that you are, then you are everything that goes on in this universe. You are the universe itself. So you can't just pick and choose which part of you is real and which isn't. It's all real, but when I say the real me in 23, it points to a person that understands all of that. I stand in everything I have done up to this point. Are there things I might have wanted to do? Is there anybody here who has done anything in their life that they look back and think they wish they had done it differently? Is there anybody here who doesn't think that there's nothing they would have done differently? No, I don't think any of us. So that's got to be okay. We have to operate from a full sense of self, the unapologetic real me. Now, the question then becomes, who are you? Seriously, right? Who are you? What is the real you? Taking it away from philosophy and spirituality. Yes, I'm a minister. I'm up here saying you are God. And I believe that. That is the way I navigate through my life. But for you individually, who are you? So I would like you to come up with one word you would use to describe yourself. Just think about it for a minute. Just one word. Pick a word that you would use to describe yourself. Everybody got it? Yes? Anybody need more time? It's all we got is time. Now I'd like you to come up with another word, unless it's the same word, a word that you would use, that you think the world would use to describe you. Did someone just say, oops? So one word that describes you, and then one word that the world may use to describe you. What was the word you used for yourself?
Sensitive.
Sensitive. Is this on? Sensitive. Sensitive. Now it is. Oh, we said sensitive. What's the world use when they think of you? You don't want to share that one?
Stuck up.
Stuck up. Okay. Conceited. Okay. Has anybody here ever been called conceited? Only two of you? Well, I have two. And you think, okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so one word that you would use to describe yourself.
Love.
Love. And what do you think the world would use for you?
Hope.
Hope. Okay, I like that. Good. And let's go to you with this beautiful color.
Kind.
Kind. That's how you see yourself.
That's how I am.
That's how you are. And what is the world? If the world were going to say something, what do you think they'd say?
Lovely, stuck up.
Wow, this religion brings... Say that.
And I'm not.
But the world may think that. So here's the thing. I want one more. Did I do? No. Let me see. I'm going way back. I'm going to come to you, see, because you were smiling. That'll teach you to smile.
I was going to just ask you, too.
Where are you? So what's the one word?
Blessed.
Blessed. I love that. I also love your glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah. And what do you think the world would say when they look at you?
That's what I'm having trouble with. I'd like to say blessed.
Okay, so you think you are so clear on what you think of yourself, you can't imagine the world seeing you any other way. That works. Yes? So you all have your words, right? Yes? How do we pull stuck up and what was the first word? And sensitive. How do we combine them? How do we make sense out of the world sees me as this, but I see me as this? It makes no difference what the world thinks of you at all. The only word that is important is the word that you decide on. And that's the real me. That's who I am. You know, if I say, what's the one word that I would use to describe myself, it's hard because there's so many words, right? But if I'm going to have to pick one, I would use the word creative because I am creative. But I have to tell you, just a few months ago, Elizabeth told me she thought I was conceited. She's going to scream now. You should hear it coming from the office. But she meant it in a good way, she said. I was like, I'm sorry, what's the good way of conceited? She goes, you're really sure of yourself. Okay, well, that's a different word than conceited. Confidence might have worked, Elizabeth. But, yeah. And, I'll never live this down. And here's the thing, though. That word, conceited, and so funny that the first word comes up is conceited. That word had energy around me. I was like, am I? Do I? And it actually caused me to rethink a couple of things. I was like, maybe it's when I do this. And then I had to just go, wait a minute. Just because that's what she sees doesn't mean that's who I am. So when I'm saying our theme for this month is this whole year, is the real me in 2023, it's up to you to decide who that is with no help from your spouse or your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your boss, any of it. Knowing who you are innately separate from all of the trappings. How do you feel about that? And are you willing to go be that? Are you willing to actually say, this is who I am, period? Right? Was your first word kind? Kind. I'm a kind person. If the world thinks I'm stuck up because I'm kind, or somehow they feel, oh well, enjoy your opinion. That really has to be the last said about that. Enjoy your opinion, but I have mine. So, the title of my talk today is this. The thing is, I will be a minister at the end of this year, 20 years. So I've been talking this stuff for 20 years. And every year, the first 4 Sundays of the year is spent going over Ernest Holmes' 4 chapters. The thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. Well, for probably 12, 14 of those years, every year I came in the first 4 Sundays were those 4 chapters. And then I decided, I just can't do it again. So I didn't. And then I woke up this year and I was like, I'd love to do those 4 chapters again, but I don't want to really spend 4 weeks. And I'm not in a church 4 consecutive weeks, and I don't want to make my other ministers do what I think we should do. So I decided today I wanted to talk about the thing itself. But here's what I want to do. I'd like you, using the word God, come up with one word that you use to describe God. Just one word that means God to you. Okay? Whatever you got there. And then I want you to come up with a word that you think the world thinks of as God. Those 2 words. So there's a word for God, and there's a word for what the world thinks. I'm going to ask one of your friends, Rob. What's the word when you think of God, what's the word?
I say universe.
Universe. And what do you think the world thinks of as God?
An energy.
Okay, wow, I'm going to live in your world. Cool. David?
Morning.
A word to describe God.
Love.
Love. What do you think the world thinks of as God?
Safe.
Sin?
Safe.
Safe. Okay, safe. That's very different than sin. Okay, so what I'd like to suggest is that the very same process by which you know who you are, you need to know who God is. There's a part in the textbook where Ernest Holmes talks about, as soon as you begin to know yourself, you will know God. As soon as you truly know who you are, you will truly know who and what God is. I asked somebody just to test this out, what's the word for God? And they said love. And then I said, what do you think the world's version of God, word for God is? And they said Jesus. And I thought about that, and I was like, that's so much closer to the truth. Jesus, the man, that divine individual, is God. Yes, we don't teach different from that. Jesus is God, just like Dr. Laurie Savage is God. And that's what the God Jesus came to tell the God Laurie. This is who you are. Get over it. In whatever language Jesus used. So, Ernest Holmes said this. Oh, I forgot to show you that. So when I talk about doing the 4 chapters, the thing itself, can you see what's on that screen? So it's cousin it up top, and on the bottom is thing. So really, Ernest Holmes was quoting the Addams Family when he said the thing itself. But can I tell you, that was my first talk as a rookie minister at the NoHo Art Center for New Thought. That was my talk. Remember that, Marcy? Oh, you weren't there the first Sunday I did it. You didn't come in until halfway through that year. So, yeah, the thing itself. Now, I'm joking, of course, because really it's this. The thing itself. The thing itself is Ernest Holmes' attempt to describe God. But how he does it is he maneuvers through all of what we think of as God and lands on you, Rob, putting it on your shoulders to take the mantle and live from that, to live from that truth of who you are. So when I'm saying the real me in 23, I'm actually saying, are you ready to really be who you truly are? Because you know what comes with that? Success, prosperity, love, health, creativity. All of that comes from your mindset knowing who you are. So, Ernest Holmes, the inherent nature of man, next quote, the inherent nature of man is to express itself in terms of freedom. Somebody being cute last week when I said, the real me in 2023, Dr. Seussed it and said, free to be the real me in 2023. And you are. You are free to be whoever you want. You're also free to experience whatever life you've decided to experience. I said this morning on CPR, which is you are the designer of your life. You get to design your life any way you choose. And here's the caveat. You need to look at your life right now and realize how you designed it. If there's anything in your world right now, as we enter this new year, if there's anything that you are not happy with, that is not up to what you know yourself to be, first own up to the fact that you designed it that way. There are no victims in this world of pure potential. There's just the unfoldment of however you've used your mind up till now. So, you want to design something better? It has nothing to do with what came before. None of it. You, as he says here, the inherent nature of man is to express itself in terms of freedom. Free to be the real me. But the question then becomes, who is the real me? Ernest Holmes also talks in that first chapter about love and law. How many of you have heard that expression, love and law? Yeah, that is science of mind, bedrock. And what does he mean? Well, you answered the question when I asked you about love, about God. God is love. Love is the unlimited power of the universe. It's what we are. And when I say you be free to be me, the real me in 2023, I don't mean anything I want to do is okay. Maybe the real me is just obnoxious and rude. Anybody? I hope not. That's not what I'm saying. It's not like, then I can just do whatever I want, no matter what, and oh well, this is who I am, I'm unapologetic. No. The real me wouldn't need to apologize. because it knows who it is, kind, loving, respectful, someone who listens, someone who admits when they've made a mistake, because mistakes are part of the real me at times, because mistakes are nothing but moving me forward. That's the real me. So when you look at this quote, the inherent nature of man is to express itself in total freedom. Love and law. There is a law at work here. We all know it. The law that says what every time? Yes. Everybody? Yes. Yes. The law is saying yes to everything you do. You want to know who's the designer? You. But you know who's your builder? The law. There's your general contractor, the law. And the law, this general contractor, would we find one like this, does exactly what you tell it to do. You ask it to, someone's laughing. You ask it to build a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, gorgeous 2-story home, gorgeous master bedroom, backyard, gorgeous pool, jacuzzi. What else do you need? A housekeeper and a garden person, a chef. What? A 3-car, did you say 2 or 3? A 3-car garage. Okay, so that's what you're asking for. You are the designer. You get to do that. But your subconscious mind sometimes comes in and plays tricks and decides to take over the contractor's work. Doesn't even listen to the designer because the designer is actually thinking these other things too. So it's what your mind is doing that is designing your life, building your life as you go forward. That's how powerful your mind is. Even left unattended, your mind is that powerful. Because when your mind is left unattended, all of this stuff out here filters its way in and starts to take over because you're not paying attention. Or as Rumi said, you have gone back to sleep. You haven't stayed awake enough to notice that some rogue architect is coming in to build a 2-car garage, even though I have 3 cars. Because somewhere along the line I told it, oh, I'm not sure if I can afford that. And so it says, okay, let's move down to a 1-car garage. See how you feel about that. So, this quote from the first chapter, the study of the science of mind is the study of first cause, spirit, mind, or that invisible essence, that ultimate stuff and intelligence from which everything comes, the power back of creation, the thing itself. Now, I want you to look at some of these words. First of all, he's saying, the only thing we are interested in, the study of the science of mind, is nothing more than the study of yourself. That's it. There's no extra caveats. There's no, we have to speak about this every day of the week, teach it in so many different ways, but at the end of the day, it must boil itself into a position of saying, do you know who you are? So if he's saying the study of first cause, that thing inside of you that creates everything is also you. It's not just the universe, folks. It's the universe as you that matters in your life. But when we say the universe as you, we don't mean that once it's you, it's limited. And I think that's the view we've had. Once the universe pushes itself into David Flint, now it's just David Flint. No! Not that that's such a bad thing. No, it's David Flint as the universe. That's what Ernest Holmes is saying, what we're studying. First cause, spirit, mind, all these things that you are, the invisible essence inside of you that is ready to just take on everything perfectly. So that's what we study, that's what we know. So my question to you this morning is this. What is it going to take for you to recognize, realize, and then actualize who you are? What's it going to take? I can tell you this. Ernest Holmes says we've learned everything we need to learn through suffering. I've had suffering. Anyone had suffering? Anyone have loss? Yes, all of that. Have we learned from it? Yes, we have. But what if we could design a life where Ernest Holmes is correct, and you've learned everything you could possibly learn through any of the experiences that didn't work for you? You've learned it. You're done. What if we were to really understand ourselves as God? And don't let the word God throw you. What if we were to really, genuinely, seriously, not just contemplate, but live from that perspective? So, I have perspective, so I'm going to share this. So, when I got out to the desert on Thursday, I got hit with some kind of bug in my stomach. And I instantly took a COVID test. I've taken them for the last 4 days. I don't have COVID. But I had this bug. And my first question is always, what's it here to tell me? And I remember that morning having said on CPR, I just would like to get some time where I could just lay down. And I just had to laugh. I was like, not what I meant. I did not mean this, but okay. So I laid down. I laid down and went to sleep. I slept for like 3 hours in the afternoon. Then I got up. I taught my ministerial class. I was feeling, oh, this is good. I guess I just needed some rest. And then it just blew up in my stomach. It was just. And I had a horrible day on Friday, a worse night on Friday night. And I woke up Saturday morning, did CPR, had a great CPR, walked into the room and said, we're going to the hospital because this is really unacceptable. So, but I said, yeah, let's go to urgent care instead. That's simpler, it's easier, it's probably nothing. I went to urgent care, told them what was going on, they said, get to the hospital. And I was like, okay, but the whole time, and the reason why I can tell you this is, the whole time I'm like, my body is perfect. My body is perfect. So we went to the hospital, and I gotta tell you, I said to the woman at urgent care, I said, tell me like the best emergency room. I want a nut. She goes, here's the best one. They're nice. You'll really enjoy it. I said, well, let's not go too far. But so I went to Eisenhower on Bob Hope. How many of you have ever visited there? Yes. Well, they are the best. I mean, from the moment I walked in, I felt like I was checking into a hotel. Really, even the officers, they're like, are you the patient or are you, which one of you is the patient? I said, I am. They said, just go ahead over there and talk to that lady. I'll get all your information from your friend. I said, my husband. He went, whatever. And so Kevin did that. I'm talking with this girl. She's so sweet to me. I'm telling her what's going on. It's all great. Then they do my blood pressure. They do, everything's like nice and comfortable. Then they put an IV in me. I was like, whoa, okay. And then I'm waiting. Then they find a room for me. I'm like, I am not here for a visit. I'm not staying overnight, FYI. My body is perfect. Everything is perfect. So I go in, and finally the head of the department came in. And he said, oh, yeah, we just saw all your tests. Everything's great. Your blood work is great. You're really great. He said, and basically said to me, your body is perfect. And I was like, so then what is going on? He said, well, you probably picked up some kind of virus that's working itself out. Let it work itself out. I was like, okay. I was like, really? Because I thought it was big. I thought something was really going to be big here that I could, so I want something big that I can chew into and get rid of it. You know, get it. Now, what is it? Is it really just that I said I need time? And then I went back to my own thinking and I said, oh my God, it is done unto you as you believe. Maybe you need to take time for yourself and not wait till a virus explodes your body. And then I went to, I am God, but God sometimes has viruses. And God sometimes is not happy. And God sometimes loses children. And everything just went on in my head. And I was in that hospital 6 hours, about 6 hours before they did everything and sent me home and said, I guarantee you tomorrow you're going to feel much better. And I do. I mean, here I am, because I wouldn't have come if I still didn't feel like that, if I felt like that. And then I was here this morning at 7 a.m. for CPR, and I was working on my talk. And my first thought was, don't share this, because you know why I don't share with people? Because the world tends to catastrophize very quickly, so fast. So if I said to somebody that would then tell people, I had a virus, by the time I got here Sunday, you'd all be thinking I was dying. Because that's what we do. We take our minds and we catastrophize, and we live in the relative world of, oh my God, it's a virus. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. No, I didn't want any of that. So I told a very few people. I told Elizabeth, I told Dale, for a very funny reason. And that was it. That was it. You know, I go to hospitals usually to visit people and tell them that they are good. I had to do that to myself yesterday, although my husband was really good about it too. He stayed with me the whole day, making sure that I knew I was fine. So, this quote right here, everything, the power back of creation, everything comes from mind. It does not surprise me that I ended up having to sleep Thursday for 3 hours, Friday I didn't get a lot of sleep because of what was going on, and Saturday yesterday I pretty much slept and just let my body do what it wants to do. And I finally got it. Somewhere around 3 in the morning, I woke up and I was wide awake and I was like, you know, James, your body always knows what to do because your body is God as well. Don't think you're God picking up this thing that you're just using. My body is God. All of it is God. Let it go. Let it flow through you. So when I talk about the thing itself, I'm not just talking about the first chapter of the Science of Mind. I'm talking about you, Fred. I'm talking about you, Eric. I'm talking about every one of us. We are all the thing itself. But the real question is, what's it going to take for you to recognize it? What is it going to take? Do you need to get some kind of virus to slap you into a hospital bed with an IV in you, which means you can't go anywhere? If that's what it's going to take, then the universe will be happy to supply that for you. But maybe, just maybe, it takes something else. Something not in the relative world, but something in the spiritual world. An acknowledgement that who I am is not hospital visits and doctors and IVs and medicine. I'm none of that. And yet I'll use it. I'm not a Christian Scientist. I will use whatever's necessary to bring me back to whole so that I can remember who I am. But the remembering who I am is the most important part of it. So as you move into the rest of this year to celebrate, all there is to celebrate, I really want you to take our slogan and really work on it. The real me in 2023. Who is the real you? You may not know yet. You may think you know because what do you do for a living? And what does...
I play the conga, I'm a musician.
You play the congas? I've got a couple right here. Never share that with me because I'll have you up here so fast. Okay, but that's not who you are. It's what you do, right? And you're a musician as well. What do you play? Oh, you're a singer. Elizabeth, get their names when they leave so I know who to bring up here. Can he play congas while you sing? That's what you do? Definitely. Don't let them leave. Yes, so you all know? Okay, I'm looking forward to it. So, who you know yourself to be is the question of the day. But I'd like to suggest that maybe you don't know who you truly are yet. Maybe the real me in 23 shows you something even different. You can still sing and play the congas. But maybe there's something else. Maybe there's something more to know. Maybe we don't just come here on Sundays to have fun or to meet our friends or to listen to a talk or to hear what Alicia just did. Maybe we're coming here for something even deeper, to peel back the onion and find out what's really at the core of my being. You don't need to identify yourself with anything that has come before this. Because as soon as you identify yourself as the thing itself, you are going to find so many different avenues to express yourself as. If you can give me that last slide, Gilmore. So the thing is, ... The thing is one of my expressions I used over and over all the time, looking for the answer. And I put the ellipse there because that's all you need to do. The thing is, now leave your mind open. Asking yourself, who's the real me? Who am I really? Yes, I'm a father. Yes, I'm a husband. Yes, I'm a minister. Yes, I'm a dancer. Yes, I'm a singer. I'm an actor. I'm a writer. I'm a choreographer. I'm a baker of lemon cakes. I'm a lot of things. Is that the real me? Nope. The real me is that part of me that decided to do all those things. But there's an infinite possibility of choices out there for you to decide to do. And sometimes we don't do it because we've already decided who we are. So the real me in 23 is your opportunity, your chance to finally say, here is who I am. Bring it on. Are you ready for that? Yes. Then repeat after me. Here is who I am. Here is who I am. Bring it on. Bring it on. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.